What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld, and I am very, very sad to announce that we may have to abort the mission for the first time in the last couple years of going after Anthony Barr as a core elite. Now, let me explain what's going on right now. This is going courtesy of MUT. Pretty much they have the MUT team reveal for Madden Ultimate Team. They've been doing it for the last couple years. Very, very good way to get a head start on the cards that you're going to use to build your team. I've been using it for a couple of years. Definitely very informative. And, you know, they released this yesterday, July 23rd, 2018. So I'm getting to you guys right now to try to get, I got to get through a lot of questions that you guys have been asking. EA Sports did have a lot of information put out. And a lot of you guys were watching the other videos and you wanted to know my take on certain things. I went over the OBJ in the previous video and overall Team Diamonds concept. I'm going to be covering some more Team Diamond concepts in a little, in addition to some other things that we're going to be getting into. So what I'm going to need from this video to get your next one is about 200 likes. You guys get me 200 likes in an hour, we could go ahead and rock out, continue to go. And that's where we'll start off with it. So Anthony Barr right now, I'm going to tell you the only bonus about this card is that if you look in the description right here, you can see that, you know, he's a power-up. Now, obviously, he's one of the stars on the Minnesota Vikings defense, so it's obvious that he would get a power-up, but I'm very, very disappointed in a lot of his stats. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that he's still 6'5". He still has some pretty decent hands based on the MUT ratings with an 85 right there that we can look at. They give you the 3-4 and 4-3 different defensive ratings. The pass rush, which I never use him in. Coverage, he's usually my user linebacker. His run stuff, physical, those type of things. It's going to all depend on how the block shed concept works. Typically, you could press either the X or the A button if you're on Xbox to try to block shed. If you're the user defender, if your user defender is Anthony Barr, which in my case, he usually is. Now, a lot of you guys are asking, you know, Gmia, what are we doing with this guy? You know what I'm saying? The dude's at 81 speed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is this guy doing right here? I'm looking at this. I'm like, I don't know about this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know this guy who knows this guy who knows this guy's cousin, SpongeBob. But that's not what this is about. He may not be as important as I thought he was. Now, if for some reason we power him up and we can get him to an 85 speed, we might invest in that power up. Okay? But off the jump, I was literally disappointed in his stats. Now, his core elite is usually a little bit faster than the 81. He's getting older though, which it always contributes and translates into MUT. That's the one thing I got to give EA Sports. As much as people get mad at them, and now we have athletes that are outright just tweeting their anger of how bad they are in Madden, you got to understand, whether you think these guys don't watch film or whatever it is, I'm going to let you guys understand that there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. That goes into looking at each individual player, the star players that we get to utilize and stuff like that. And we have to understand this, if not anything else, that these players, regardless of what their rating is, they're not going to like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even like the only person that I've seen recently like a rating was LeBron James, because he had a 98 overall in 2K. And, you know, he's going into his, 16th season. He's like, all right, whatever, I'm an old man. But he's still, in my opinion, the best player in the world. All right, but that's the only guy that I've seen like a rating thus far. Of course, Antonio Brown, who's the cover athlete of Madden 19, is going to like his rating because he's 99. All right, et cetera, Tom Brady, whatever. But I'm talking about, like, you know, the dudes that round up the actual cards in Madden Ultimate Team or the actual league. They don't usually like it. So that's not something that's, you know, a surprise. But me, look, after I abandoned Julius Peppers, and yes, I abandoned Julius Peppers because he started to get really, really slow after Madden 15, Anthony Barr has been my go-to user linebacker. All right? Now, there are many other players that we could possibly use, including Leonard Floyd, that I'm going to get to, right? But I want you guys to understand, the one reason that we're going to keep an eye on this guy is right here, what I'm circling right here, bro. Like, we're going to keep an eye on this guy because the power-ups, we don't have to risk losing whatever the value of his core elite is because we can downgrade it in Madden 19. So it's not like 18 where the card is just stuck. We can maintain it. We can see how it works. We can see what the power-up itself does to the card. You see what I'm saying? Like, if it does something decent to the card, then, yo, listen, I'm going to tell you guys right away, look, let's go. Okay? So don't think that we're just all the way out. I'm saying that we may have to abort the mission. And the only way we're going to abort the mission is if EA doesn't make these specific attributes matter. All right? And the attributes that I'm talking about, we're going to go over right now. Now, these are the MUT ratings. These are the actual ratings right here, okay? So we're going to go over here and start looking at some of the things that really drew my eye. Now, in coverage, his 71 zone, I don't care about that. I just want to point that out first. I don't care about this simply because he's my user linebacker. I'm not expecting him to go out there and do anything ridiculous. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's never going to be, it's never going to be a time that I'm not actually using Anthony Barr unless they come out with somebody that I know is better. And then if I keep him on the team, I might put him on the D line. And it might be the first year that I actually keep him as a rusher. All right? So I wouldn't worry about that. As of right now, what I'm hearing is that EA is starting off their meta at 99. And every point that lowers, you're going to be able to see an impact in the actual game. So with that being said, we have to understand something. The zone coverage and everything like that, the power moves and everything, you're supposed to see upgrades. So if we get him at base and then we start to power him up and we don't really see a difference in the way that he does things, that's going to kind of change up what's going on for us. Okay? We have to analyze it ourselves. We can't go by what other people are saying. We got to use the card. Even if I use the card and you guys disagree with me and you say, oh no, Gmi, he does this, he does that, tweet me at GmiasWorld. A lot of you guys are already following me. If you're not doing that right now, definitely go ahead and do that. And tweet me something to show me that he's doing something different. And then, I'll evaluate it and see what's going on. But usually I can tell what's going on. You know what I'm saying? By just utilizing it. I play a lot of head-to-head games. And, I stay on my user linebacker on the regular. For the guys that have already been watching my videos, you guys know that. I'm straight user in the middle of the field. I'm watching everything. We also have to evaluate. You can see that his catch is a 67, but MUT rates his hands as an 85, MUT head. Okay? That, I want to make sure you guys understand the importance of the bad timing drop user pick. Now, that was a new addition into the game that, in my opinion, it was kind of ridiculous because a lot of dudes don't really understand how to lurk, and a lot of dudes didn't even know what strafing was, years ago, even though that's been something that's been huge in Madden for so long. They started to make the game a lot easier starting in 13, where they just told you to just ball hawk, and you don't even have to strafe anymore. Then they got rid of strafe completely in 16, brought it back in 17, and then now you can strafe and still get mossed. So it doesn't really matter what's going on with it. The game is a lot more friendly for everyone to enjoy it, which is, for marketing purposes, very, very smart. But if we're trying to win games, we have to find the best players that are available for us in order to ensure our victories. We're not really concerned with what the marketing aspect of it is. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out before we continue to go on. So as far as that goes, his hands being a 67 and that catch thing going on right there, the catch in traffic, all this stuff, I'm not going to worry about that too much because I'm going to see if EA is going to reward us for great lurks. You know what I'm saying? I dropped maybe over 5,000 picks in Madden 18, probably more. If you guys watch all my Twitch streams and every video that I put out, I probably dropped more than 5,000 picks this year, sometimes up to 10 in one game. Now, in August, when I got the game early, at that point, I will admit to you guys, I was holding the button. In September, late September, I stopped since September, and I still can't pick the ball. I'll pick it sometimes. Like, even over more recently, I've been picking it a little bit more, but it was really the mechanic of it. It's very, very difficult. In addition to that, if you play somebody that has lag, even though, you play with your own connection, sometimes when you're the away team this year, after they did certain patches, when you were away, there would be like a 1 to 2 second, lag or whatever. That would affect the timing also. So there's a lot of different things that go into it. Because that's why primarily when you play solos offline and you're not playing head to head, you usually don't drop a pick because the timing is perfect when you press it. But that's neither here nor there. Looking at his pass rush, like I said, if it turns out that they give me somebody better, I would consider putting him on a D line, but not to have him primarily for that. You see what I'm saying? So if it turns out that somebody's a better user or whatever it is, I'm going to strip down my power up if we do power him up, okay, and sell my core elite back. And then just get somebody else that's an idiot that I could put on a D line. I'm not going to waste a hefty price of a core elite for a power up. That's just not being smart at the beginning of the year, and that's going to cost us all. So we're definitely not doing that. Okay? All right. The 81 speed, like I said, it really annoyed me. I was disgusted with it. But after looking at a lot of the core elite speeds, it's really not that bad. It just looks bad because I'm coming off of a golden ticket Anthony Barr in 18. You know what I'm saying? He got like 97 speed. I'm like, yo, what's this guy doing right here? Like, give me 84, EA. But it is what it is. All right? We're going to take that 81 speed. We're going to smile about it and walk away. All right? What we're going to touch on now is his player traits. Now, he's clutch. He's high motor. Funny thing about that, OBJ is in high motor, which is weird to me. Because they're basically saying that Anthony Barr can go longer than OBJ, which I don't think is the case. Linebacker style, cover linebacker. I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that's 71 to 62 looking kind of weird. He got a swim move action. Now, remember, if you play franchise, I believe that most of these traits go with the player, just having them. so you may not have to upgrade it in franchise. Okay, the spin move he doesn't have. Bull rush move, yes. Big hitter, yes. Strips ball, yes. Plays ball in the air, aggressive. That's going to be dangerous, okay? Because aggressive can sometimes, you know what I'm saying, make him not get the lurk. And if they kind of emphasize that the way they've been talking about emphasizing traits, you may go for a pick and just completely miss it and the guy will catch it. Because I noticed that with these traits last year, that's what was going on. When they play, you know, you could change it with your coach settings, like make it play ball in the air or whatever, just, but the actual card itself has that trait in MUT and you can't do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be cognizant of that. If you leave him for the computer to try to pick the ball for you, that may come into play only with the CPU, okay? Okay, the penalty now. This penalty being normal, that's only going to apply to you if you keep him on the D line. Now, I don't know how the aggressive line rush is going to work this year. Is your guy going to jump off sides every play like they did in Madden 18? I'm not sure about that, okay? I don't know if that's going to be exactly the way it works out, so I don't want to jump to conclusions and say, oh, yeah, bro, he's going to jump off sides because it's normal. Because even when I had guys that were disciplined in 18 and I put them on the D-line, they would still jump off sides. So I don't know what the case is with that. And again, I'm not going to jump to conclusions because we don't know yet. But again, once it happens and we see what it is, we're going to go from there. That's pretty much the goal right now. We're not jumping to conclusions. We're going to see what it is, and we're going to go from there. Very, very simple. All right? So that's what we're looking to do at this point. We're looking to see what Anthony Barr can offer us at the launch with his power-up. And then if it doesn't work out to where we're suitable, like if we don't see enough change with the way he moves, you know what I'm saying? Like even if we go and we look at his, where's his agility? Does he have agility on this? The run defense general, they don't really have a full breakdown of it yet. But like I said, with the way that these things are, none of these things are going to really affect me for the most part, like play recognition and all that stuff, awareness, because he's my user linebacker. But I'm just going to want to see the way he moves around. Again, if there's another linebacker that you guys would like to use, like a Floyd or whatever, he's cheaper and he just feels better, you know, using him on the field, we're going to go with that. We're not going to start off the year poorly because that's going to reflect in our growth throughout the year. So we're going to make the best decisions within the first week to figure out how we're going to go about our growth and where Madden is at launch. I want to thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you're feeling about Anthony Barr in the comment section below. See you guys and girls next time. One love.